So, since the new Superman's coming out, might as well just talk about this one. So just to get out of the way so I don't have to wait for it till Superman comes out. So let's just talk about this film, shall we? Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice is directed by Zack Snyder, who directed Man of Steel. And this is a direct sequel to Man of Steel. And basically the plot is, well, it's basically Batman and Superman go against each other. So that's basically the plot. Is this basically Batman and Superman go against each other while Lex Luthor is doing this evil stuff, Lois Lane is dealing with other stuff, and Wonder Woman is there for no good reasons, and they try to set up a Justice League, and yada yada yada, this, that. You get the idea. I'm going to say this now, guys. Before I get to this review, I want to say this now. I'm going to be really clear. I'm aware this movie does have its fans, and I totally understand why. I mean, get it, but at the same time, I can see why. I don't understand it, but I can see why. But to you guys out there who do like it, please don't hate me, because I'm going to have a full attention rant on this, because now, I really wanted to be positive on this film. I try to be positive, but after rewatching this film, yeah, this movie doesn't work. This film is a mess. This movie sucks. I'm just going to say it right there. I did not like Batman v Superman. I thought that film was just absolutely awful. I just didn't care for it. Now, is it the worst superhero film ever made? I was thinking of that, but maybe not close, but maybe it is in a certain way. There's a part of me saying, I don't think it's the worst superhero film, but there's a part of me saying, yes, it is, Ross. Put it on the list. I know you hate it. I know you hate it. Just be honest, be truthful. That's what you guys care about. You want to give my honest opinion on the film. That's what I do. I give honest opinions. So I may disagree with certain things, but I always give honest, be honest. That's what I like to be. I like to be honest in my reviews, in my channel. But anyway, let's just get right to the point. When this film was announced back in 2013, back in Comic-Con, just a month after Man of Steel's release, there's a lot of hype, a lot of, so much potential going into this movie when Zack Snyder announced it. And of course, I think Harry Lennon's character, I believe it is, who's in Man of Steel, who's also appeared in this movie and of course the Snyder Cut of Justice League. And basically they're announcing that not only are they making a sequel to Man of Steel, but they're interested in another character. But of course, Harry Lennon's character just wrote the bit of the line in the script from the Dark Knight Returns line, which then of course, what do you know? It's a Batman vs Superman movie, and everyone was hyping this movie to the high heavens. All the way through its Comic-Con announcement to the casting choice of Ben Affleck's Batman, which has some divisive from fans because after he appeared in Daredevil. And of course, Wonder Woman's in the film, and then there's all these other stuff is added to the film, to the story. And of course, Doomsday's going to be in the film, and Jesse Eisenberg playing Lex Luthor. There's a lot of weird casting choices. Some of the choices they made is questionable. This film was hyped up. People were hyping this. I remember I saw it on the day it was released, or maybe just a couple of days after. I remember I saw it in the first opening weekend, and I remember being all like, okay, let's see what this film does. And I kind of went in not expecting groundbreaking stuff. I was kind of hoping that it could be good, because you see my review of Man of Steel, well, I do think it did grow me a little bit, but even though I will admit it's still not amazing, but I would still think I would take this over Batman v Superman, which we'll get to in a moment. But despite all my problems with Man of Steel, I was really hoping this movie can fix some of the problems that Man of Steel has, and maybe Zack Snyder will listen to the criticism, and maybe I'm hoping that praying he will listen and say, okay, let's change it up, let's fix all the problems that Man of Steel has, take those criticisms and just put it as, work our way out. But what do you know? It's the same problems as Man of Steel, but more unsufferable, more insulting, and more unexcusable mess. Let's just jump out of the way. We'll start with Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne Batman. Now look, I do think Ben Affleck is a good choice. He does have potential to be a great Batman, but I don't think it's him as the problem. It's the script. I found his character to be very poorly unwritten, and his character, I just didn't really like this Bruce Wayne. I just felt like he was just going through the motions, and the way his character, Bruce Wayne Batman, I don't know how to describe it. Basically, his Batman kills in this movie. But why? Now, I know some of you guys in the comments will probably say, well, Batman does kill in the film, right? So I guess it makes sense. Well, yeah, I know there's been variations of Batman does kill in the comics, yes, but I have no problem with that in Batman Kills. I have the problem with it because it's the writing. They don't really show us or get inside the Bruce Wayne's head or why he's doing this or why he's branding criminals. You don't get enough of that. There's no emotional weight to the story of his character or his arc. It's a mess. Again, I don't know where to begin with this film. It's just, his character just doesn't develop. You do maybe get splints here and there, but you don't get enough. Even Jeremy Irons as Alfred, which I will say this, Jeremy Irons as Alfred is actually a pretty good casting choice. And he is definitely the best part of the film, I will say, along with maybe so Ben Affleck, but both of them doesn't really talk. I wish Alfred would have said to Bruce Wayne, maybe talk to him, or maybe at the very least, maybe say, Master Wayne, you're taking this a little too far here. Well, they killed Robin, and I have nothing left. Which you do see in the movie, or maybe in the trailers, you do see a Robin suit in the Batcave, which I'm guessing he's killed by Joker, but why? You don't get enough what happened to him, or why Joker did it, or how he died, because you don't really get enough of that. I don't know. And also, another thing is, he says it's been 20 years he's been Batman. We just met him. We don't know his character now, but people are saying he's a vigilante. I don't know. You can tell this writing is just, they're just making up as they go along. You don't really get much character development. Batman, as far as his look, his costume, yeah, it's cool, I guess. Yeah, he's got the small bat ears, but I prefer my bat ears to be a bit longer. I will admit, it's a cool costume. It does look good, but I feel like to me, they're just putting that there so they can just please those diehard fans and saying it's very comic accuracy to the Dark Knight Returns story. Which I know he looks a bit fat and stompy, which I get the whole joke is he looks a bit fat and stompy. And especially wears that big giant armor suit when he fights Superman, which, yeah, it's fine, I guess, but just because it's something straight out of the comics does not make it even good. I will just say that. As far as Superman's character played by Henry Cavill, now, Henry Cavill, he was the shining part of Man of Steel. He does try his best, despite the character how he's written. But here, just like Man of Steel, but maybe more so in Man of Steel, he just doesn't get much character growth or get inside his head or how he's feeling from in here and here. He just basically, you don't get enough of that. He just goes through the motions, go through depression and him getting judged by the public. Is he a hero? Is he a villain? Is he a menace? You don't get enough of that. Again, just like Batman, they don't develop that character as much. Even though we do get that in the climax of the movie when he fights Doomsday, where I'll get to that in a moment. There's going to be a spoiler in the film, so keep in mind, this is going to be a spoiler video review if you guys don't want to hear me what I have to say. And as far as his romantic relationship with Amy Adams, Lois Lane, I just didn't feel anything. The romance isn't there. I didn't feel any chemistry. I don't know if it's the chemistry or it's the writing's fault. I don't know. I just don't feel anything. I do like Amy Adams as an actress. She is good. I do like her. She's a talented woman. But her performance as Lois Lane, I'm sorry. I'm going to say this now. I'm going to get a lot of hate. Call me nitpicky all you want, but this is not Lois Lane. This is Amy Adams being Amy Adams, not Lois Lane. And also, Lois Lane gets rescued by Superman 3 times. Even I honestly counted 3 times in the movie. So, like her or not, her character is come out across as stupid and dumb. It's basically some dumb choices she makes, especially where she has to go dish out, find that kryptonite under the water while Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman are fighting Doomsday. Ugh, you are so oblivious. Do you want to be killed or something? Do you want to be killed? Is that all you're trying to do while Superman had to save your ass? Again, I know some of you guys are going to be saying, but at least Lois Lane does something. At least she is not standing by like a damsel of stress. Well, just because she does something doesn't make her a good character. She has no character. She's just basically helping Superman out and trying to figure out this bullet on this book, which he found in Africa, which, little mini rant here, they killed off in the Ultimate Edition, if you watch the Ultimate Edition, which I know, which I'll get to that in a moment because with the Ultimate Edition stuff, but it's basically with the whole fucking thing, they killed off, Zack Snyder tried to kill off Jimmy Olsen in the movie. Yet, in the Ultimate Edition, the character who gets shot with, who worked with Lois Lane, basically, that's Jimmy Olsen, a character from Superman. Now look, I get Jimmy Olsen's not the greatest character, but Jimmy Olsen's supposed to be an important character to Superman. Why would you kill him off? That is dumb. Don't do that. There's so many times when Zack Snyder made some questionable choices, like certain scenes, which we'll get to the Martha scene, which we'll get to that soon enough. Every scene you make, if you're compared to the Jimmy Olsen scene, the Martha scene, or some of the scenes or Wonder Woman sit in the fucking hotel room on a laptop watching these 3 trailers for the, like, 3 individuals Justice League members. I'm just sitting there going, like, honestly, I feel like, to me, I wish I was there on set with Zack Snyder, maybe tapping the shoulder and say, Zack, don't do that. That's a stupid idea, or that's dumb. Don't do that. But, okay, let's just get to the Ultimate Edition bit. I know many people now give this film a lot of praise because the Ultimate Edition is a lot better and it fleshed out the story in certain aspects. Well, yes, the Ultimate Edition, I will admit, is a little bit better and fluid story better, but that doesn't mean it's good. I still think it's still messy. It's still inconsistent. It's still boring as hell. Boring! Boring! And here we are. It's insulting. I just still think this film is a huge, humongous mess. It has no consistent story. It just basically drags out. It just, again, I'm going to keep saying this. The story is a mess. It just keeps going back and forth for certain plot points with Batman trying to kill Superman. Superman's trying to deal with his controversial stuff in Man of Steel. Lois Lane doing this. Lex Luthor's creating Doomsday. And there's just Justice League set up. It's trying to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth on each plot lines. It just didn't gel well. I keep shouting the screen, just going, just start the story. Move the story forward. Follow the lines of the narrative. But it just didn't do that. It just become across as messy and insulting and incomplete, jarring mess. You can tell this film just gives up halfway through. If you want to know my thoughts on, let's just get this elephant out of the way. Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. Now, keep it clear, I like Jesse Eisenberg as an actor. I do like him. Great actor for sure. Great actor. But his performance as Lex Luthor, is this how his character's supposed to be? You know, with the whole, twitching, the like, what the fuck is that? Honestly, I would scream at the voice, but every time he does that, I literally shout at the screen at him like, shut your fucking mouth! No problem, John. Shut the fuck up, you cunt! It's come across as cringe, and the line delivery he gives is questionable. I just don't like this Lex Luthor. I know some of you guys out there defend him, but fair enough, but I just don't like him as Lex Luthor. He is the worst casting choice to play fucking Lex Luthor. Why can't I just bring in Bryan Cranston, or why not Mark Strong? Oh wait, Mark Strong plays the villain from Shazam. Okay, maybe not Mark Strong, but still, you could have cast someone else. But why Jesse Eisenberg? He is the worst casting choice, especially the dumbest scene, and especially, okay, another WTF moment is basically when he got the access to the kryptonite ship, and of course he's got the body of General Zod, and basically he cut off General Zod's fingerprints and put onto his own fingerprints to gain access to the ship from Man of Steel. I'm like, okay, first off, Lex Luthor, why won't you just pick up General Zod's body and put his hand onto that, or either that, cut off his hand? Why not do that? Oh wait, PG-13 purposes only. Okay, fair enough. Still, you could have done that instead of just cut off his fingerprints. That doesn't make any fucking sense at all. There were times I just felt like, I try not to go full attention rant here, but that scene, so many moments, I just felt like this is a stupid moment, right? We'll get to Doomsday and also, what happened to General Zod's body when he turns into Doomsday? Did he turn into Doomsday, or did the body disappear? Again, no explanation. Doesn't explain. When Doomsday comes, he just came. That's it. And as far as other characters go, besides Alfred is the only one I personally liked. As far as everything else, our characters, I didn't care for. They're all very boring. They're very dull and lifeless. I do like the moment between Clark and Martha Kent, which I will admit, the scene when they're in the Smallville, which I will admit, it was a nice little touching moment. And Diane Lane is Martha Kent. She's alright, she's fine, she gets what she's given. She's not in the movie that much, but you do see her, it was fine. Okay, I'll try and get a note to the negatives. There are some positive things about it. I will say this though, I do like the opening scene. Besides the Bruce Wayne's origin story, we don't really need to see again, but again, they did it for the foreshadowing with the whole Martha. But I will say this, Bruce Wayne's point of view in Metropolis with the end of Man of Steel with Superman fighting Zod, I will admit, I did like that scene. It was a nice opening scene. You can set up the story, which I thought, okay, this is a good start. I like it. Good, I like it. And some of the Batman stuff, like him driving the Batmobile, stopping Lex Luthor's men, stealing some kind of kryptonite, which I presume that's what they're going for. I'll admit, the Batmobile chase, it was really cool with Batman chasing the lorry trying to catch this kryptonite, which I will admit, that was a good scene. I liked it. It's kind of like my meal Batman Arkham Knight video game with Batman driving around, which take me back to that. Every time I watch that, I go, Arkham Knight. I like it. With the guns, and which I will admit, that was a pretty cool stuff. It's a cool Batman thing. And of course, Batman fighting the man when he's trying to save Martha Kent by Lex Luthor's thugs. And again, like the Arkham games, got throwing guns around, punching, kicking, and again, I get chills as a Batman fan. I just get chills. And yeah, there are some cool scenes with Batman. I will say the Batman stuff is cool. I will give some credits to it. The Batman stuff is cool. But anything above all, that doesn't save the movie for being good. As far as anything else, which, okay, I will say this. As far as Diane Prince, Wonder Woman, played by Gal Gadot, which, I will say this, as a positive note, Wonder Woman is the best part of the DCEU. She is basically, I will say this, she's arguably the best thing about the DCEU, especially in her solo film. I do like seeing her, and she is kind of pretty woman to look at. But as far as her character in this film, she does nothing besides her being in the movie, just being there just to set her up as a character. She does nothing. She does nothing in this movie. She does fuck all. She does fuck all in this movie. She does nothing. Her character is so uninspired and just unboring. The only thing she does is basically sit in her hotel room, looking at her laptop and watching all these Lex Luthor files, basically all these metahumans, which basically show these symbols like Aquaman, The Flash, and Cyborg. They try to set up a Justice League movie, which it's pretty clear that they're trying to set up a Justice League team-up movie, which, again, that scene there is come across like it pauses the movie and just jumps into the trailer saying they're trying to set up a shared universe. It kind of tells me saying to myself, every time that scene comes on, I feel like I gotta shout out the scene. I wish that scene could have been cut out. It would have been, I don't know if it make the movie even better, but it makes a difference to make it obvious it's not a Justice League setup. I think they're trying to add it in, but still, maybe have Diane Lane just look at the file that Bruce showed a picture of her and, you know, Steve Trevor played by Chris Pine and all the guys from the first Wonder Woman movie. That would have been fine. I would have accepted that. I would have been like, okay, that was fine. I would have tolerated it. But again, like before, does nothing. Could have cut after that, then cut that bit of the Justice League stuff, then remove it. You don't need to see that, because that is just a complete, like saying, hey, we're selling a Justice League movie, come see Justice League, come see Justice League, it's going to be the greatest film ever made, even though that statement doesn't hold up a year later. I don't count the Snyder Cut, that's just his own thing. But as far back to Superman and Batman stuff, okay, I can understand why Batman hates Superman, why he wants to go up against him, but what's Superman's reason hating on Batman? When Batman chases the thugs in the lorry, Superman comes in, knocks the Batmobile over to the side, rips the car door open, throw it to the side, and he just says, the Bat's dead. Next time you shine the light in the sky, don't go away. Why? There were moments in that film where I said to myself, okay, Superman, what is your reason hating on Batman? I can understand why Batman hates you, but what did he do to you? It doesn't explain. It doesn't explain. It doesn't go in details on why Superman hates Batman. Can we get to the fight scenes with Batman and Superman? It's alright, I guess. It's fine. I think that's the form we were on to see, is Batman and Superman go against each other. Again, does nothing. It's just overall, I will admit, Batman throwing Superman around his back grippler where he grabs him around and he just shoots and he just flings him around like a ragdoll, which I will admit, that scene is pretty cool. I will admit, I liked it. And now comes the elephant in the room scene. Oh my fuck. The Martha scene. Oh my fuck. Oh my fuck. Oh my fuck. That scene is cringe. I'm not gonna lie. Every time that scene comes on, I couldn't help but just roll my eyes or just, that scene just makes me cringe. And some people say it's the most compelling scene in the movie. And people say that this is better than Captain America said to Bucky in the Winter Soldier film that he's with until the end of the line. That is fucking bullshit! Fucking bullshit. Fucking bullshit. No, if you say that is better than Captain America Winter Soldier, you guys are insane. You guys are insane. That scene just made me cringe every time that comes on. I'm done talking about it because I think everyone's been saying it. Everyone's mocking it in the internet. Everyone's hate that scene. It's the most cringiest scene in the movie. Makes me cringe really hard. Anyways, after Batman says Martha, of course, Superman's trying to stop Lex. What do you know? Doomsday comes into the scene. Doomsday's in the fucking movie. And the CGI look on him looks horrible. He looks viciously ugly looking. CGI looks off. It doesn't even look like Doomsday to begin with. He looks horrible. The design and the CGI, it just looks terrible. I will admit, that scene, every time this final battle between Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman going up against Doomsday, that is the biggest CGI blur fest I've ever seen. So many hard punches, side to side, explosions. There's not much weight to it. Superman and Wonder Woman are fighting, and by Batman standing there, which I will admit, Wonder Woman's fight scenes are pretty cool. I'll give her that. But other than that, Batman just stands about. When Doomsday aims at Batman, I kid you not, Batman just runs away. What a fucking scene. This has an iconic scene where Batman does the Dark Knight Returns pose when Doomsday zaps his laser beams at him. I'm like, is that what he does? Please those fans to go, oh my god, that's straight out of the comics, that's straight out of the comics. Yeah, another straight out of the comics. This is basically taking inspiration from the Dark Knight Returns story and also the death of Superman, because we have Doomsday in it, and what do you know, spoiler alert, well, you probably know what happens. Superman sacrificed himself by using the kryptonite stick, charging at Doomsday, stabs him in the chest, and what did Doomsday do? Stab Superman in the chest as well, and both die in the process. Superman dies. Honestly, the moment that happened, I did not care. I did not cry. People say that's the saddest scene in the movie, and yet people are saying this scene is so much better than what the MCU is doing, especially saying Superman's death is much better than Tony Stark's death in Avengers Endgame. No. Fucking bullshit, guys. Bull fucking shit. That to me, it feels like Chris Terrio and David S. Goyer just flipped through the pages of the comics, projected it into the black and white screen without actually reading it. Hey, remember that comic stuff that guys you like with the death of Superman? We're going to put it in the movie and you guys are going to love it. And basically, they'll defend this movie till the ends of the earth. This is why I prefer this over Captain America Civil War, because it follows the comics. That's not good enough! I don't care! It's stupid writing! Because how the fuck did Superman die? We all knew he's going to come back in Justice League. It's not that fucking obvious, guys. It's pretty clear that by that time before the release, Henry Cavill was confirmed he's going to be in Justice League. It's fucking clear. We don't really need Superman to be killed off. Why killed him off from on his second movie? It's like saying, jump into the first Iron Man film, then the second movie is going to be Civil War, then Iron Man dies in his second film and he comes back to life in the first Avengers movie. That would not make sense, because then it doesn't feel real, it doesn't feel emotional, it felt lifeless. Again, this movie is a fucking mess. And of course, at the end, Superman's funeral's death, and everyone's sad, depressed, and of course, Batman, Wonder Woman has to team up and build an alliance, which leads into Justice League. Again, I know, I'm going to be saying this. I'm going to be fucking straightforward. This film is an absolute mess from start to finish. All these characters, every single one of them, are bland and boring, except for maybe some of you with the Batman stuff, but everything about this movie is a huge disappointment. I just did not care for this movie. If you guys out there like it, fair enough. I don't blame you. I don't blame you guys if you like this film. And I'm fine if you guys out there like it. But honestly, I just did not care. People say this is the best superhero film ever made, and this is better than Captain America Civil War. I'm sorry, guys. I disagree. I'd rather watch Captain America Civil War over this any time of the day. Because at least in Civil War, at least characters like Black Panther and Spider-Man, even though they're just there just to sell their own films, but at least they were there for a purpose. At least they have something going with. At least Civil War has a better story, has characters that fleshed out and give them something to do and have moments to shine, and also has a villain who has clear motivations and not come across like a Saturday morning cartoon villain, and also at least there's emotional weight to these characters, and at least it feels like a Captain America movie. This film tries to be a Batman movie, a Man of Steel sequel, a Batman vs Superman movie, a Justice League setup. It just doesn't add anything. It's a huge, huge mess. Well, yes, it does have its fans. It does have its moments. There are things in there I can at least go, okay, that was decent, or yeah, that was cool. But I know, I don't want to bring up YouTubers in this channel, but Jeremy Jahns, if you remember like years ago when the Batman v Superman came out in cinemas, he hated the film. And now, a couple years later, he did a redo review and it's basically focused on the Ultimate Edition, and he said it's a much better film and he's come to appreciate it a little bit more. This has come from a guy who actually hated the movie once upon a time, and now he's sucking up to it. Overall, Batman v Superman is one of the most disappointing, so frustrating. I will say this, I would put this just right in the bottom tier of the DCEU. Right there with David Ayer's Suicide Squad and even Justice League more like. This film is a mess. This film is an insult. It's a slap in the face to that fans who love these characters. Wasted potential. I don't care. I'm glad I got it off my chest. I just don't care about this film. If you guys out there love it, good for you, thumbs up, but I don't care. Just don't mention it in my face all the time. I'm going to give Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice a D. Yep, I'm giving it a D. I would love to give it an F, but there are a couple of things there I did like, so I'm giving it a D because I'm being generous. Overall, guys, comment down below and tell me, what do you think of Batman v Superman? Do you love it? Do you like it? Do you think it's alright or do you hate it? Whatever the case is, comment down below civilly, please. And we can discuss about it like normal people and not an angry nerd. Thanks so much for watching, guys. And until next time, see ya.